Welcome back to the At East Cast. We still got an episode in the oven over there. We had a guest on the last one, John Baba Booey Boyette from Trace Armory.
TraceArmoryGroup.com.
Yeah. So I'm still working on the editing and finishing touches on that one, so we can put that out for you guys. Just telling some stories from the 82nd and whatnot. It's a little bit of background and story on him. He'll probably come back on the podcast, talk about some other shit. He's been doing this stuff. He's been carrying a gun on his hip for a hot minute. So worked for a lot of different agencies, from DOE to DOD and a lot of things in between. Done a little jack of all trades there. So kind of excited to finish that edit so we can punch that out to you guys. But decided to get together and one more time this weekend and actually punch out some of the new stuff that we kind of postponed because we had the guest. And if you guys know, we kind of cover a lot of political stuff and a lot of day-to-day and current events. Current event stuff. So, of course, like always, I'm Hesco. That's James. And we're back, man. But fucking Peanut the Squirrel, bro.
I don't care.
Peanut the fucking Squirrel.
I'm oversaturated with squirrel news.
Squirrel news, bro.
I stopped caring. It sucks. I mean, the guy was making a ton of money just based on that squirrel on TikTok and Twitter and whatever else he was posting to. And now he's not making, well, he's still making money off it. Now he's making money off the death of the squirrel. But the New York authorities, DEC, got a search warrant for his house for that squirrel. Took the squirrel, and apparently that squirrel's been euthanized. And Fred, I know.
Yeah, Fred. You can't forget about Fred, bro. Fred the raccoon, man. He's also gone. Fucking Harambe's looking over both of yous. Freaking, I'm telling you, the memes are freaking memes galore. But the reason this is such a huge thing is because of on its face is the government overreach into people's private lives. It's just kind of like people are done with it. A lot of folks out there are freaking done with this kind of overreach. Us as law enforcement, former law enforcement guys, current, whatever the hell we're doing nowadays, we just kind of a little bit more skeptic about the situation because we know how the process for code enforcement kind of works. And at least in Texas, it can't possibly be that much different from New York's.
I don't know. I mean, New York's been kind of,
I don't know, bro, because they had
odd.
I remember watching their. They had an animal control show on Animal Planet back in the day, and it was a lot of New York City freaking animal control. So, like I've seen the process through TV, and code enforcement don't just show up with a search warrant. I guess it's not a thing. Even in Texas, it's not a thing.
Yeah.
So you get a call for cruelty to animals, which is preceded by an investigation.
Right.
So an investigation follows the complaint into the situation of the animal or the possibility of the animal being there or being malnourished or being mistreated by usually local beat cops.
Right.
They'll go over there and take a look at it, and if it's something that's raising the flag that needs to go further, then it goes to animal control, and it goes to, at least in the cities, that's usually how it works. It goes from me, the beat cop, to animal control. Then animal control either addresses the issue or addresses the courts with the issue or the lack of, for the enforcement, because code control normally doesn't enforce laws in that manner. They do have the capacity to go to the courts and talk on behalf of the state and allege,
And what I've seen from like some of the code enforcement guys, especially the animal control guys, is they have a flow chart, a yes/no flow chart of what they do. So it's like, do you have a complaint on this address? A credible complaint, that's what it says. Do you have a credible complaint on this address? The answer is no. Well, just write a call for service about it, and that's it. So it ends right there. If it's a yes, then go to the house, try to talk to the owner of the house? Did the owner of the house talk to you? Yes or no? Okay. Did you ask permission to see the thing that's been complained about? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then okay. Did you see the thing that's been complained about? Yes or no? It's like, did you see it?
Yeah.
And the answer is no right there. If the answer is no right there, they weren't able to see what the complaint was, what the thing that was being complained about was. They have to go to court and get a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And then the judge looks at everything that they've got and is like, yes or no on the warrant. Nope. There goes the case.
Right. So at some point they went. Somebody went and made contact with this guy and about the damn squirrel and the raccoon or whatever. Hopefully that's how that, because that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Now, where we pick up the story at is, of course, is at the tail end, at the end. So at the execution phase of this this case that could possibly have been going on for months.
Right.
Because code enforcement, especially when it comes to animals, can be slow moving. So, and a lot of the times, it's just like a hit or miss. Like they'll go by the house, they can't find the guy, and then whatever. Or they serve him paper, and they can't. He's not there. So there's like it could be hit or miss, and it could take months unless it's something egregious. It could take months for that whole thing to materialize, especially to get to the point where search warrant is executed with law enforcement. Breaching the premises, putting people in cuffs, that kind of stuff. Like
right.
That's usually attempt number 3 or 4 down the line. Yeah. So, objectively speaking, although I feel bad for the dude, I still would like to see what the process was to get to that point, and also how counterproductive. Even if all those steps were made, and that's fine, he still had the damn squirrel and the raccoon, I get it. The fact that they took the animals to euthanize them is kind of...
Yeah, it's wonky.
It's kind of...
So why not give them to the local college?
It's kind of counterproductive. It's like, so...
Around here, we've got resources like Texas A&M.
Right.
So Texas A&M will take wild animals because they have places to put them. They have people to care for them. They have students that are trying to learn more about them. They got plenty of doctors and veterinarians that'll gladly take care of those animals, no matter what condition they came out. If they came out of good homes, like well-meaning homes, it's still illegal to keep a wild animal in the house.
But it's still kind of weird to kill them.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird. Is what I'm getting at. Like,
what was the justification for euthanization of these 2 animals? At least 2 that we know. That's Peanut and Fred.
Yeah, so let's say they did go through the fucking whole rigmarole of notifying the guy, giving him a fine, all the steps that animal control and freaking code enforcement goes through to get this guy to comply, and he didn't comply, and whatever, and they went in the house and retrieved the animals. What doesn't make sense is the end result, which is to euthanize them. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you go through all that to fucking kill him? It don't make no fucking sense to me. Yeah. So a lot of people a lot of fucking people are enraged. Not so much, it's a combination of the fact that they went in and got them, but then that they killed them. It's like,
Yeah, the government overreach was one thing.
Yeah.
But then the destroying of the animals for right now no apparent reason. It didn't seem like the animals were sick.
It's not fault of the animal.
They were spoiled as hell. They were well taken care of.
Yeah,
they were just wild animals.
Yeah. So it's illegal. It's illegal to have them. Okay, great. Well, why the fuck you kill them?
People don't understand. It's like, why do they come? Well, I mean, it's illegal to have wild animals in your house, no matter what state you live in. Yeah. It's illegal to have them in your house. Because they carry diseases. They could kill your neighbor's pets. Could kill your pets. They could also have diseases that are transferable to humans. There's a whole myriad of reasons why those laws are in place.
Public health thing.
Yeah, it's a public health thing.
Another thing is that somebody on X brought it up. It's like New York City has about 13 million freaking rats in the city, and they do nothing about that. Yeah. And this is the issue that they decided to flex on, and I got to look at that and go like, damn, that is it's one of those things where you enforce the law, and it's kind of like the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Right. Like somebody had to looked at that and gone like,
See, the way I think about this whole thing is it should be the same kind of process, fines, fees, and inquiry as keeping a vicious dog. So if you have a dog that is vicious, that you want to keep the dog, the court hasn't said you're going to kill the dog or anything like that. It hasn't hurt anybody, but it's just known as a vicious dog. You have to have certain paperwork behind that dog. You have to pay certain fines and fees to be able to keep that dog.
Right.
And keep it away from people and make sure it's muzzled and on a leash and all these rules and stipulations that you now have to go by. It's just, I think the same kind of thing should apply to somebody who wants to keep a wild animal in their house. Okay, fine. You keep a wild animal in your house. We need vet records of everything that animal's been vaccinated against. We need care records. We need what kind of animal it is. And then instead of it being just this random person having a wild animal in their home, now they have a wild animal that is now registered as a pet. So if somebody does come looking around, it's like, hey, why do you have a wild animal in your house? Well, I've got paperwork. This is a pet, not a wild animal. Cool. It'd be the same kind of process, keeping a vicious dog. Oh, why do you have a vicious dog? Because I know New York is big on that thing, about like pit bulls and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a blue state, so it's kind of
that's what I mean. Like down here, we can have
they get silly.
bulls.
I mean, we got lions and shit. People
Right,
got
people have tigers and shit
tigers
like
and
that.
lions and all kinds of shit. So it's I don't know, like it don't really matter, but it's it has dominated the news mainly because of the government overreach into those people's lives, but I believe that it's far more impactful because of the pylon effect of how many transgressions the governmental systems are going to take and just basically breaching people's privacy and their lives and getting involved in what they can and can't do behind the closed door, in the privacy of the home. And
in this particular case, he was posting all that online.
He was posted on that, he was posting on that. It was what it was, but it's at the very least, they should have never killed those animals.
No.
Like it should have been.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna remove them, or let them keep them, but freaking offer him the opportunity, the availability to become properly trained to care for them, register them at his expense. You know what I mean? It's
like you got to go through this class, and this class to be licensed to hold wild animals in your residence, and you have to have these little cages built that are special for shit like that.
As a matter of fact, they could have possibly held those animals until the courses or licenses were acquired and completed. There's a million different things that could have been done other than euthanize the animals. That shit don't make no sense. He also runs like a rescue thing.
He started. He got famous.
Like after the squirrel got famous or whatever, he started this nonprofit or whatever the fuck it is.
I don't care to look it up.
But it is what it is.
It's such a minutiae story because there's so much more shit going on.
They're latching onto that shit hard, bro. Hard. I think they're trying.
Little squirrel.
Well, they're doing everything they can to shake away from calling Puerto Rico a floating pile of garbage. So.
Well, man. Did you see the other crap that's around that squirrel story, though?
No.
So they're fucking, the left-leaning media sources are now saying, the right has attached themselves to this fucking squirrel because of it's like...
Yeah.
So now the right's going on all Nazi.
Yeah, like the squirrel is like a squirrel is like a symbol of white supremacy or some other... I was like, the one thing
I saw that shit earlier today.
One thing I have told I gotta say about the left is that for as much power as they have in the media and in just an advertisement period, they have like zero to no imagination or creativity.
Nazis.
It's not only can they not meme,
they're Nazis.
They have no sense of humor whatsoever, and they can't freaking make light of anything. It's goes back to getting made fun of and having no comebacks. You know what I mean? Like that's what they are. They just sit there like and just stew and try to go fucking Super Saiyan on shit. Every time freaking something pops off, they just like boil over until they explode with fucking rage. And then that's where you got all these freaking incidences. Like there's so many incidents right now. People freaking kicking freaking Trump signs off of people's lawns. Freaking people doing all kinds of vandalism to people that and what's crazy is that you don't hear the opposite. Like you don't hear people vandalizing homes or signs at people's homes that are you don't hear that a lot, and you would think that you would, but there's so many incidents, like people just going super bonkers, especially like just suburban freaking white folk just pedaling a bicycle and they see a Trump freaking van sign. They're like, oh, I gotta come back for that. They just park the bike and won't even take off their bike helmet and go freaking try to set fire to shit. It's just pure freaking insanity. Like how some of these people are reacting to some of these things. Like, look, I'm not by no means the Harris freaking Waltz campaign has done anything to inspire me to follow them around, but I'm definitely not gonna kick somebody's sign in their yard. Like, I don't care about it that much.
Right.
Like, it's
well, people are not just kicking them over,
like,
just driving over.
So yeah, driving over them, and then the Trump people booby trapping them with freaking spikes, like so they'll run them over and freaking the dude will get a flat tire later. I was like, oh, what the hell? It was a freaking board with nails. I was like, why'd you run over that sign, dude? It was in his yard. Like it's just like. It's insanity, man. Like
they turn around and try to blame the property owner.
They try to blame the property owner. It's like, dude, why would you drive your car on their property, bro? Like,
nothing would have happened to your vehicle if you kept it off my property and not ran over that particular sign.
Maybe if you stayed
nails under it.
Maybe if you stayed on the road. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's insane old world with some of these people, man. Like, I don't think they realize that. If the wrong candidate wins, not a whole lot will happen, and that's the problem, is that nothing productive will get done. You know what I mean? It'll just be more fight. It'll be 4 years of fighting in Congress and other dumb shit freaking taking place. Like, it's not a whole lot that's going to happen. It's just nothing productive will get done.
Well, the thing is, I disagree. Nothing that benefits us will happen.
Correct.
I think plenty will get done, but nothing that benefits us. Nothing that benefits the people in general.
Yeah.
Plenty of things will happen that will benefit other countries greatly. Plenty of things that will happen that will benefit whoever has been paying the bills of Biden and Harris and Obama and all these people that have been taking paychecks outside of what the government provides them. So plenty of things will happen for those folks, but nothing will happen for the people in general. Yeah. Nothing good anyway. So I mean, Trump is now toying with the idea of eliminating income tax.
Yeah.
Or eliminating income tax for service jobs. Police officers, firefighters, EMS, soldiers, stuff like that. You don't pay taxes anymore.
Yeah,
that's badass. Because I mean, a lot of the agencies that I know of, like, people don't get raises. If they do get a raise, it's a minuscule 2 or 3% over the last 10 years.
Less than that, it's like 0.5 or something like that.
But I mean,
like,
it's a minuscule raise.
Incremental 0.5 every year or something, or every
if
2
they get
years.
anything.
If they get anything to adjust for freaking cost of living, and that can't, it don't even keep pace with the rise of cost of living.
Right. But now Trump's toying with that idea. That's great that he's toying with the idea. If he gets it done or not, who knows? Because I mean, that's going to be a hell of a fight in Congress too. Because that's a lot of money. They're about to say we don't need it anymore.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's going to he's not going to outright eliminate that, and that's the thing. The proposal is to replace
tariffs.
By tariffs. So by the income created by tariffs on import-export products.
Tariffs are only on imports.
On imports, yeah. But on import products, then that could replace a good chunk of what funds the federal government, allowing us to free up the wallets of some of our citizenry. And with the goal eventually to eliminate income tax for all altogether, and having the government subsidized solely by the sale of domestic products and the tariffs from imports, which is a great plan, and other countries use it. Now they're more successful because they're smaller countries and it's at a much smaller scale, and they have a large abundance of a domestic product to sell. Like, for instance, Kuwait Kuwait is a very small country with a small number of citizens, and their national product is enormous by size, compared to the size of population in the country. So they're able to subsidize their entire nation, where the citizens get a stipend like automatically just by being citizens. It's
And Kuwait's not the only one,
but
UAE does it too.
exactly.
Does
I mean,
Saudi Arabia do that?
I think I don't know if Saudi does. Saudi has something similar, but I don't know. All I know is the last time I put a gas tank in a car in the Middle East, I think I paid like 50 cents a gallon. I was in Dubai, and that wasn't that long ago. So that's it. I think and 50 cents a gallon was expensive. Like people were like the dude that was with me was like, bro, why'd you stop here, bro? I was like, bro, it's 50 cents a fucking gallon, bro. And I'm like, dude, this is one of the most expensive gas stations out here. And I'm like, oh, wow. Well, I don't think you understand.
Yeah, we're used to paying
Well,
double.
my situation was, and it was during the Obama administration at the time. So I think I was like paying like $5 a gallon. Yeah. So I was like, bro, I don't think you understand, bro. Like in Puerto Rico, it's like 40 cents a quart. You know what I mean? And it's not even a full quart. It's like 0.5 shy of a quart, you know. Yeah. So it's like, dude, yeah, it's a lot. like this is not good. So like I don't know, man. I think a lot's. I think not a lot's gonna happen. And that's part of the problem, man. It's just that the can will get kicked down the road.
Yeah. And
there'll be further erosion of some of the governmental systems that keep this country going. Like it'll just be a rusting effect, an oxidation effect, if you will, for a lot of things that'll require maintenance and good policy changes to keep going. Like Social Security will erode, you know, things will erode. Nothing will really get done. But I mean, I think a lot of people are hanging their hats on dumb shit. Like, I've been fielding questions about Puerto Rico for weeks now.
Yeah. Like
it's been like from family members to freaking friends and whatever. I'm like, look, the place is in trouble. Flat out. I mean, it's a territory of the United States and it's in a lot of trouble. And it's always been. The government is extremely corrupt. The people have been basically oppressed by their own government one way or the other for many, 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 many years, and it's something that's not gonna change unless there's a significant change in legislature. You know, right. Any person that gets elected down there and gets voted into office, they come in with good promises and good things, and in the end, they just end up freaking hiding in the Capitol building and they don't do dick and they just enrich themselves and then they bounce. You know, right. It's just it's not conducive. So when that dude said that, when Hedgecliffe said that joke about Puerto Rico being a floating pile of garbage, I mean, you gotta look at a lot of people tie it into the goddamn trash problem, and they put links to the trash problem in Puerto Rico and the landfills and all this other. That shit was in 2022, bro. That's old news. Right. That's not why he said it, I'm sure. I mean, if he did, he's behind on the freaking power. He's behind the curve because that's old news. I believe it to be more of a metaphor of how that government structure is going. I mean, there's people still that don't have roofs in their homes from Maria. That was like 8 years ago. Right. You know, it's there's some issues, some big issues, and the earthquake that happened in the south of the island, that freaking destroyed a bunch of stuff. You know, people are still struggling to get their comeuppance from that. You know, and try to restore life. You know, the power grid is a fucking disaster. It's an antiquated mess, and they have they decided, so it used to belong to the state, and they decided to privatize it to promote capitalistic competition. Right. Into the providers of electricity. And what ended up happening is that a company took it over and a private company took over the role, and they decided to just freaking steal all the money. And that's all it's been. It's just, I mean, they can't keep the power on freaking worth of shit down there. As a matter of fact, they don't have rolling blackouts. What they have is this deceptive fucking low voltage hours. Well, they'll lower the amperage or your voltage of your house so you can't, like, you'll see it when the thing is that they think we're fucking stupid. You have fucking smartphones, and when you see your smartphone go from regular charging to slow charging at a certain time of night,
right?
Or your lights in your house dim. You know?
Yeah.
Like your fan, your ceiling light or your light in your kitchen just goes from Walmart bright to like freaking interrogation room, you know, to like dreary North Vietnamese interrogation room. You're like fucking, oh shit, you know. It's it's that's what they live with down there, and that drop in amperage and whatever that destroys freaking appliances.
Yeah.
People are going through appliances down there left and fucking right. Ain't nobody paying them back for that. I don't know if any of you guys have bought a washing machine as of late, but a good washing machine is fucking expensive. You know, when you got or a refrigerator, if you have a family of freaking 3 or 4. Your refrigerator can't be the same one you had in your dorms when you were single,
Right.
you know, or in your barracks. You know, you got to have a pretty substantial, you know, cubic inch freaking refrigerator, and that's going to pull some energy. And when you got this thing lowering your freaking voltage, that, you know, up and down for freaking weeks, and then all of a sudden your fridge goes out, it's getting to a point where companies will not issue warranties.
Yeah.
Like you'll buy a fridge at your own risk. We're not going to do a 2-year warranty on this thing because what's the point? You know, we're not coming out of pocket from our company to replace this damn thing that we know the government's going to destroy.
Yeah.
Another thing is that in some cases, if they do, the warranty's so goddamn expensive, you might as well buy 2 fridges and just keep one in the box in the yard. You know, it's. I mean, that's some of the stuff that's happening down there. But a lot of people are butt sore because if you don't live through that, you didn't earn the right to talk shit about Puerto Rico. That's bottom line.
Yeah.
You just don't. You're an American. You don't live there. You didn't live through that bullshit. You don't get to talk shit. It's just plain and simple. It's not that they don't have a sense of humor. It's just that you don't get to talk shit. And for me, I've been dealing with all the tone deafness from some of our favorite podcast guys and some of our favorite podcasts, you know, all over, from freaking the Joe Rogan show to freaking, you know, freaking Crawl, Walk, Run and whatever, and Benny freaking whatever show. It's everybody's tone deaf about it. They have no idea why are Puerto Ricans so freaking pissed off. I said, well, they're fucking proud people. They're very proud. They're extremely prideful. And a lot of them don't live in Puerto Rico, and that's one of the arguments. But there isn't a single freaking Puerto Rican living in the States that wouldn't freaking live in Puerto Rico in a heartbeat if things weren't different. That is a fact. I would definitely not be here. You know, I would not be in Texas if things were all right down there. You know, as a matter of fact, that's why I moved. So things were horrible down there. I couldn't, but I'm not gonna let some outsider talk shit about it. You know. It's just not how it is. And some people's like, well, they're not talking about the Puerto Ricans. They're talking about Puerto Rico. Like, well, I mean, Puerto Ricans do live in Puerto Rico, so
that's the same thing about talking shit about Texas.
Ipso facto.
There are plenty of states that talk shit about Texas. You do it in front of a Texan, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Oh, we're not talking about Texans. I'm talking about Texas. Yeah, it's my fucking state, bitch.
It's a problem for me now.
Exactly.
It pisses me now. And I wasn't born here. And somebody will say shit about Texas, and I'll be like, whoa, fucking pump your brakes, son. You know, like. I have grown to love Texas to the point where it's you talk shit about Texas and you ain't fucking from here, we're probably gonna have at best we're gonna have a spirited discussion. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing for Puerto Rico, bro. And they go and you know what? And there's a commonality between the two. Because people go like, oh, well, you know, it's kind of like talking shit about New Jersey, like Crawl, Walk, Run said. on his podcast, and I get what he's getting at. He's not malicious in his words. It's just ignorance. New Jersey didn't fight a war.
Right.
Yeah, New Jersey has not fought a war. New Jersey has not had a team in the Olympics. New Jersey has not had independence as New Jersey. The country of New Jersey has never existed. Texas has, and that's where that pride comes from. That pride comes from the fact that there is a national identity to that place, and it doesn't exist in other places, which is why things get a little touchy. Right. When you look at Puerto Rico, I don't know of any French ships that are just sitting in the rocks outside of fucking Jersey Bay or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know that. But you go to Puerto Rico and check out the entire Dutch fleet that tried their best in the 1700s and didn't fucking make it. Or you can go look at the 10,000 British troops that tried to freaking beach land in Puerto Rico. None of them motherfuckers made it either. 10,000 didn't make it. The French, they didn't make it. The British, they did not fucking make it. The Dutch, they didn't fucking make it. The Americans almost had a hard fucking problem there if it wasn't for the fact that the Spanish government was fucking incredibly oppressive and dictator-like, and so they had a lot of help from the inside. But they would have had their fucking... They'd have had their freaking work cut out for themselves, just like every other fucking nation that tried to freaking make landfall in Puerto Rico. They found that, the only thing they found was death. So, until you have freaking, you can ask whoever's left over from, you can check out the books from Sir Francis Drake. His fucking calamity in Puerto Rico fucking starts at 1595. Like it's not good. There's a lot of pride in that place.
Right.
And
then there should be.
Yeah,
it's warranted. Yeah.
It's why they.
Everybody I've met from Puerto Rico is very proud of their home island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an extremely proud group of people, and not to mention that there's not a country in the planet, except for recently, I believe, Trinidad and Tobago made some noise in the world stage with the World Cup, where their small little island fielded a phenomenal World Cup team that actually made some rounds. And they technically shouldn't have gone as far as they did, but they made some noise. And outside of Puerto Rico, outside of Trinidad and Tobago, there hasn't been a country of that size with that small population making as much noise in the world stage as Puerto Rico has. They've changed culture, music, arts. Their influence is all over, and a lot of people may not even know it, but it's some of the vocabulary that you speak today, even in English, is mixed from Taino speak, and some of the food, some of the bread, some of the things. There's a lot. So it's been intertwined, and. Not to mention the contribution that they had to the U.S. military through the years. They, per capita, put more soldiers in the U.S. military than any other state and any other nation. It's just plain and simple. Some of the biggest. Not to mention one of the most famous military units in the history of the United States Army. Yeah, the 65th Infantry Division. The Barinconeers, who freaking, gallantly fought the Chinese. They were left out hung out to dry to fend off the Chinese offensive during the Battle of Jackson Heights and the Frozen Chosen. There's a lot of pride, a lot of history there. And when somebody says anything derogatory about Puerto Rico, inside, I'm like, I want to fucking smash their head against the fucking ground. That's a first reaction, right. Without thinking objectively, I'll fucking put my, as a more intellectual adult, I go like, man, that is pretty fucking funny. But if you were to tell me one-on-one and I don't know you, and you say some bullshit like that to me, I'm gonna dribble your head off the pavement. It's just, yeah. But my friends get to get away with shit that people that I don't know. If I were to run into Tony Hinchcliffe, I know, not knowing now the joke was a joke. But running into him, not knowing who the fuck he is, and not knowing all the background, he's an insult comic. This is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
Fucking, I find him fucking super funny, and not knowing who the fuck he is, he says some shit like that to me. Bro, he ain't gonna be telling a lot of jokes, for a while. So, but knowing his history, you gotta look past what was said and actually take a deeper look at the background. So this guy's an insult comic. He's a roast comedian. Mm-hmm. He's famous for this shit.
Yeah, he's got his own show.
And got his own show, and he's helped out a lot of fucking struggling people with their comedy careers and whatever. He's done a lot of good. Not to mention that his set, although ill-advised, he did make fun of a lot of people. What I say to that is that there wasn't a single one of those races that he made fun of that he named by specifically, except for Puerto Rico. Like, he didn't say Haitians are eating cats and dogs. He just said people are eating cats and dogs. Right. He didn't say Mexicans are coming across the border. He said Latinos. Right. he there was a lot of generalization, and out of all the nationalities that were touched in his comedy set, Puerto Ricans were the only ones that were like specifically named by name, and that's probably why I highlighted it.
Right.
Like, had he said Cuba or something else, had he said something else, or had he actually mentioned the actual pile of trash that's flowing in the Atlantic,
and the one in the Pacific,
and the one in the Pacific, that would have been, it would have been a little different, or had he segued into that, like, I think it's Puerto Rico. No, it's near Puerto Rico. It's this fucking thing, and then showed a fucking graphic of this enormous pile of trash where freaking seagulls have created a new freaking ecosystem and they live on it. Now that could have been a ha-ha, like, wait a minute, yeah, he's right. And now we can get into the environmental stuff that he wanted to get into. But it's just an ill-advised joke, bad taste, said at the wrong time. Will it change my opinion on how I freaking judge policy and procedure and other things? No, fuck no. I'm way more smarter than that. No, that one fucking stupid joke from a guy that's testing out material fucking ruined my night. Right. You know what I mean? But people need to just get over that. And then it don't help that the next day, fucking Biden calls everybody that supports Trump fucking trash. It's like,
I love the response to that, though. Yeah. Biden gets on there and I forget what he actually said.
He said the only garbage I see out there is his supporters.
Yeah. And how did the White House respond to it? If you all don't know, it's the cream of the crop of White House bullshit that I've seen in the last, 20 years.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
Their response to it was adding an apostrophe to supporters. So if you read it, it is the supporters garbage, the supporters possessing the garbage, not that the supporters are garbage. That's not what the fuck he said. That's not what he fucking said.
Not at all.
That's not what he meant either. He meant they're garbage. He meant their supporters are garbage. They added an apostrophe. That is the cheapest shit I've seen.
Oh my
White
God,
House
dude.
Fucking press motherfuckers don't care anymore. Fuck it.
Fucking Black Raggedy Ann over there trying to fucking make this like it's almost like she's making a statue out of Play-Doh, bro. And she's like, "Oh no, that's not what he meant," and and he actually corrected him. So freaking Karine Jean-Pierre.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude! I'll tell you, that chick better.
The French lady.
She better have her passport up to date.
No press secretary has been under any kind of threat. I mean, that's not his first press secretary. The other one.
No, I mean, Jen Psaki would just at least not answer you. And she'd be like, "Oh, we're going to circle back around to that," and then she would never
forget to circle back around.
Back around. Like her car didn't go wheel lock to the right or left. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like she just kept on driving. We'll circle back around to that, and she'll never get back to you. It's
Trump had the best one. She was a
McElhaney. McEnany or whatever, the cute blonde.
Yeah, the cute blonde.
Yeah.
Dude. She had the quickest comebacks on
She was like, "Oh yeah, well his parents suck," like it's.
Yeah.
She was something else.
Just fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She had to come back for everything, bro. But she'll stand there toe to toe with you and just fucking let you have it. But Corinne Jean-Pierre, man, she's like how.
Is it why would somebody go along with this stuff? I know the answer to the question.
Yeah, it's Stockholm syndrome, really.
It's money.
It's money.
It's either money or it's blackmail or both.
It's a little bit of both.
I mean, the U.S. government has been operating essentially like gangsters for like a while, for about 100 years.
Yeah.
And they use the same tactics that mafia does and the gangs do and everything. If I can challenge me on it, I've got evidence. But I mean. Everything is the same thing. What was that saying that came out of the cartels in the South? Silver or lead, right?
Yeah. Plata o plomo.
Yeah.
Yeah, silver or lead, bro.
You take a bullet.
Yep.
It's that simple. And I think that's what they do to a lot of people they control. They can't do it to the regular American person like you or I, because we're nothing to them. We can't provide them anything.
It's a quote attributed to our dearly departed freaking former CIA operative, Pablo Escobar Gaviria. Which is why he died, because he stopped playing around with the CIA. But ask Barry Seal, and Hillary Clinton for that matter. Yeah, because that's who his handler was. But yeah, I mean they've been. Yeah, that goes into a fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah,
but
you don't have time for it.
So we'll go ahead and close the door on that one. I'll let you guys to it. You can look into the Dixiecrats on your own time. But it's
the Dixie Mob.
Well, yeah. It gets deep.
Go ahead and Google it.
Go ahead and Google that,
man.
It still
comes up.
It gets deep. It gets deep. A lot of
that Dixie Mob ran shit for a long time.
A lot of suicide investigations, man. Yeah. But a lot of self-inflicted shotgun wounds to the chest. But I tell you, man, it's the government's been running like that freaking for a while, like you said, and I don't know, like I look at, like, I'll sit there and listen to the White House press brief, and I'll clearly know what the truth is. Like, there's video of it,
right?
And just watch this lady try to basically disprove what my eyes and ears saw.
Right.
And that's not what I saw. This is what I saw. And I'm like, look, Goebbels, that's not how this works, man.
The ultimate gaslighting campaign.
Like I said, that's not how I got video. Like, the only reason what you're saying would work is if I didn't have fucking video of it.
Right.
Like, you're carrying on an antiquated gaslighting propaganda campaign from the freaking 30s in 2024, and it doesn't quite work. It works with all those that just have that nose to the grindstone, that ain't paying attention to anything outside of their job and their families, and get their news in tiny bits and pieces from the actual news media. If you actually got time to burn and you're sitting there watching freaking YouTube and catching news from guys like us or other folks out there that are far more competent at this than we are, you'll really go like, oh shit, like there ain't no fucking way anybody's convincing you of the opposite. So at this point, at this juncture in 2024, if you believe in that freaking bullshit, you're either willingly believing in it because you're a fan, no matter what, and ain't nobody changing your mind, or you're just completely misinformed, man.
Right.
You're just completely misinformed. So it's we'll see. I mean, we got 2 days till election day, right? Today's the 3rd. Is today the 3rd?
Yes, today is the 3rd. Tuesday is the 5th. It's the last day to vote.
We got 2 days.
Well, it should be the last day to vote under this new voting system. They don't stop counting the votes until like fucking December 15th, some shit like that.
Well, they're not gonna stop counting until it's
until Kamala wins. Until
Kamala wins. I mean, at least that's what the news are freaking putting out right now, or a lot of people are putting out.
The mainstream media is not. Mainstream media is all fucking 10 toes in about fucking everything's free and fair elections, blah 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 blah. Bull fucking shit.
But here it is.
What's all?
That's on the news right now.
51.8%. Fuck off.
This is on the news right now. So for you guys, if the cameras can't show you, I mean, this is what I'm looking at right now. Kamala Harris got this is in the state of Texas. 1,113 votes. 51.8% of the freaking votes with 40 electoral votes in the state of Texas as of right now. That's what CNN is punching out right now.
What's Fox News say about the same thing?
It's
What to be different?
It should. I mean, it fucking should be. But this is just on X. Let's see what.
Yeah, Kamala winning Texas. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's and that's what I'm getting at. Like we know that's not how it is, because I frequent Texas quite a bit, and I've seen maybe 2 Biden signs outside. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
It's
I've seen a few Biden signs. They're always in the same place, right outside the Democrat Party building.
Right.
You go into like a rural area saying, what the fuck are there Biden signs around here? Oh, it's the Democrat Party headquarters for this county.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it's being portrayed, man. Like, I don't know if Fox News is carrying the same graphic or whatever, but for sure it's like, why would those results even be available? Like, that's just kind of weird. Like, early voting results, like what?
It's just a preliminary count. Is that a poll or is that an actual? Because I don't think anybody has access to the vote count.
I don't fucking know, man.
There should be a poll.
I mean, you could
Bring it back up.
Yeah, let me see.
Did you repost it or something? Like I can find
No, I didn't repost it. I just looked at it and then I freaking thumbed off of it. Let me see what. I'll go on CNN. And see. And see if I can. Oh, there's the graphic. It's from Ian Yeager off of CNN. Projects that Kamala Harris will win. It's a projection.
Yeah, it's a poll.
Yeah. And it's does anybody actually believe this? And this is the stuff that gets punched out, man.
Well, when you only post like 20 people in Houston, and you still get a 50-50 split, that'd be kind of telling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that. I mean,
big ass Democrat city in Texas, and yeah, half the motherfuckers you talk to are still not going to vote for that bitch.
yeah, there's that's why they freaking backed Kamala. The Economist, remember? Mm-hmm. The Economist freaking did yeah, they don't know shit about the economy.
They don't.
So
I had to have a subscription to them when I was in college. You know that?
Oh no way!
I had to have just a subscription to the Economist.
Wasn't that your major though?
That's my minor.
Your minor?
Economics. Yeah.
Economics. Yeah. Well, this is why. Read that post.
From Political Pulse.
Well, dash The Economist.
Oh,
yeah.
AC prediction model from The Economist. Harris 270, Trump 268. Trump wins 48 and 100 times. 52. Yeah. I think a lot of this crap is...
Well, they've been bought. That's why.
It's still just propaganda. I mean, no matter what the source is, even if it's a really right-leaning source, it's still just propaganda.
True. I mean, the thing is, but there's a difference between propaganda and just...
I just came across the same damn thing on this fucking...
Yeah, I mean, there's the election forecast from Fox News. It's... Let's see what they say, see if it's the same. But it's one of those things, man, that everybody's pulling for their side and whatever, but there's a a whole lot of freaking, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I insert JD Vance's face. Have you seen my?
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, really?
Oh, this nut bag.
Yeah.
No, I just came across somebody just asking a question. It's a lady, unverified account on Twitter, but she got like 500,000, like 500,000 interactions. So does Civil War start Tuesday night or Wednesday morning? Trying to plan my week. And she posted it as a joke. So just fucking kidding. That's the thing about it, though. If you can't do it, people got to work.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Civil War, how?
Yeah.
Like how?
There's only a few people in this country that can fund any kind of militant group. There's only a few. Maybe 6.
That's the thing. They'll be in jail before they were able to found it.
Right,
Because that's what I would do if I was on the other side. I'd jail all these freaking, all these super freaking ultra wealthy billionaires. I'd freaking put them aside and I'm like, okay, you want freedom? We're gonna have to freaking control. We gotta have visibility on where your money goes.
Right.
Every single dime that you spend, we want to know where it goes. It's I don't know. Like it's not. It's just not. I don't see it being as. It's not. Is it possible? Sure, it is. Everything's possible, but it's not a. It's not a thing. I don't think it's a thing because I don't think M&T Bank's gonna stop freaking charging me for my mortgage. You know what I mean?
No, they won't.
So
I'm still gonna have to pay rent every month.
yeah, it's one of those things. Like you got to go to work. It's so unless you got a lot of vacation time accrued, and are able to take it all at once,
Or just independently wealthy for whatever reason.
Yeah, that Civil War is gonna have to I have to cheerlead from the side,
right.
You know, because they ain't no way, you know. You know, the fucking everybody's all patriotic until they shut off your light. You're like, oh fuck!
You gotta live in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, live in the fucking woods somewhere. I say, I don't think people will know what that kind of stuff entails, man. For guys like you and me, we're accustomed to that style of warfare. That ain't. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but we can get used to it. But by now, we're surely dragging families along. So.
Well, one of us is.
Yeah, at least one of us. Well, I mean, but it's that's not. And I don't think people want to step back into living the lifestyle of a Roman legion in fucking 2024. That's just just a war camp, just freaking.
Yeah.
You know.
All the technology nowadays. I mean, that would be one of the most clandestine type of wars. You would have to.
You would have to, man.
Because
too many drones.
Exactly. Too many drones.
Too much technology. Too much electronic signatures. It's just like everything leaves a footprint.
Electronic signature stuff. You have to ditch all technology.
You have to
Good luck fighting. I mean.
Yeah, you're gonna have to freaking make sure you fucking have a lot of pigeons and. Because pagers can't be fucking trusted, clearly.
Yep.
You know, so
found that out. Hezbollah found that out.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. Like it's
can't even trust dumb technology.
Nope. Nope. I don't care if it's analog. Oh, so you got your Nokia? That's good. Where'd you get it from, bro? Mm-hmm. It's like you better fucking get a bomb sniffing dog around that damn thing. Make sure before you dial out. I mean. Put that thing on speakerphone so at least you lose your hand. But I tell you, man, it's I don't know, like it says here forecast. Looks like in the power rankings, like I'm pretty sure they're gearing this towards football fans and these stats, the way they language. It's like power rankings. What power rankings? We know that dumb freaking airhead and fucking. So she's down 47% to 50 in Michigan. You know what I mean? Like it's like, what's your stronghold? Oh, this, you know.
It's
it's
propaganda.
It's probably.
Who cares?
There ain't no way all them freaking.
Well, we'll find out Tuesday. Well, really, no. We'll find out sometime in the next month or so what happens. Because, I mean, all those ballots need time to be counted. And they're still going to accept ballots after the 5th. So.
Yeah.
Which is one of the big things that people have been talking about, especially Congress. It's like that shouldn't be allowed. Shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, Arizona's going to be a fucking quagmire. They've already...
Yeah.
That's already a disaster.
There's another state that was already have an election.
Fucking Georgia all over again.
Was it Georgia?
Yeah, Georgia. That fucking judge that removed all these freaking stopgaps for stealing votes and stuff like that. He removed all these safeties, fucking deemed them unconstitutional, because his party that paid him fucking told him that to get rid of this because we can't cheat without it. That's exactly why, and I don't care if they decide to look at my video or whatever, and whatever, prove to me that you weren't freaking cheating, and that's why you freaking took out these measures, because that is the only fucking reason those measures are in place, and there is no other reason to then not have them other than you are bought and paid for by the Democratic Party or a party that wants to cheat, and you took these things out. So they're still freaking running the same fucking bullshit when it comes to it's illegal in California to ask for voter IDs or and stuff like that, and the whole freaking premise behind it is to cheat. It is exactly to cheat. In Minnesota, they're freaking dealing with illegals fucking on the voter rolls and people voting, and they've been disqualifying ballots left and right because illegals are voting. It's happening all over the United States. The steal is the moves are being made, whether it catches any traction or has any impact, which remains to be seen. But they're still running with the same campaign that having election voter IDs is racist or whatever, because apparently black people don't know their way around computers. Yeah. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's incredibly insulting. Just
it's amazing to me how long that's been touted, though. It's
they've been saying that shit forever, man. And then they
demand for voting is racist because black people don't know how to
get
IDs.
That comedian?
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's that one comedian did man on the street and freaking interviews and told, and black people were like, "What? The DMV's right there."
Yeah.
It's what do you mean we can't? I got a computer in my house. What are you talking about? It's like dumb, man.
It's the dumbest shit.
I said, do you know where your nearest ID facility? I was like, yeah, around the corner. Take a left on the 5th. And everybody knew where to go, how to go, and I said, do you have ID on you? Yeah. They were asking gangbangers in the street corner slinging dope. I was like, you got ID? Yeah. Who don't have ID? It's fucking crazy, man. That's what they're leaning on. And
because the Democrat Party has always been the party of racism and subjugation.
It
always has been. It hasn't changed for shit.
Yeah, it's always
Their voter base has changed a little bit because of one reason or another. We can get into that on another fucking show. But the values of that party have not changed in 150 years. They haven't changed. They are still the party of slave owners.
Well, they got about how many more years till according to Lyndon B. Johnson?
When did he take office? 60?
I don't know, but he's 66.
This should be it.
I'll have these. Have these people voting Democrat for the next 200 years or whatever the hell he said.
You can fill in the blanks yourselves. Yes, he did use the most derogatory crap he could have. He was vice president from 61 to 63, so he took office in 63. Mm-hmm. So I think so.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, in his timeline, they still got like another 150 years left to go, according to him. But
He was president of the United States from 1963 to 1969. Yeah, so he's president for 3 years, and yeah, that's one of his direct quotes.
Yeah.
I'll have black people in America, and he used the N-word to say it. Voting Democrat for the next 60 years.
Yeah, it's
which
pretty.
Means this time frame that we are in right now is the end of that 60 years.
Yeah, it's and that was at the beginning of basically the welfare economy towards minorities, the establishment of the welfare state, and the dependency on government subsidies to exist, the monetization of single mother households, and the erosion of the black family because the
erosion of the nuclear family in general.
Yeah, because they incentivized single parent households.
Yep. Unfortunately, it hit the black community the hardest.
Yeah.
It still is today.
For whatever reason, it's just did. I think they knew. It's just so. What was the other thing you had?
I had a few things, but I mean, at this point, they're old. Because, I mean, we get 2 weeks in between when we do this show. So we got riots in Lisbon. That was because a immigrant got shot by the police because he was attacking the police with a blade of some kind. And they shot him dead. And then all the other immigrants in Lisbon, Portugal, rose up and started protesting and rioting and burning buses and so I'm pretty sure the riots are over by now, but that was last week.
Oh wow!
The one that I really wanted to get to was in Daegu. So Daegu U.S. Army garrison. So that's in Busan, South Korea. So there was a big old fire in a supply warehouse in Daegu. Kind of interesting timing-wise. Could be nothing, could be an accident, but interesting nonetheless. With the shit going on with North Korea, and more news is coming out about North Korea. So first they blew up the bridges to try to prevent an invasion from the south. That's the only reason to detonate those bridges. We've got news now that there are North Koreans on the ground in Ukraine.
They've been dying too.
Supporting the Russians. I've seen some pictures coming up on Twitter with supposedly a dead North Korean soldier in what looks to be North Korean camouflage.
Yeah.
With a North Korean passport. Don't know how true the picture is.
Very true.
Don't know what the source is. I'm not going to say that. I can't verify it.
Well, the Russians have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm speaking about just that picture.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know the Russians have verified that the North Koreans are on their side, but as far as sending troops, okay. So I'm just not up to date then.
I got the intel.
But the photograph that I'm referring to, I can't verify that photograph. I can't verify the source of it because it's been posted on several different feeds. I don't know where it came from, but it looks real.
It is real. So their initial deployment was about between 400 and 600 combat engineers that were sent there to build forward operating bases for the Russians.
Okay.
And they were sent with engineering equipment to do quality of life infrastructure building for the Russian campaign.
So make legitimate FOBs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they were sent there for that. As of late, they've been also supplementing them with infantry in blocking positions and manning Overwatch positions, LPOPs.
So not just support soldiers.
No,
they're sending combat troops.
They're sending combat troops. It's been a trickle effect,
right.
And that's probably why a lot of those bridges were detonated and razed to the ground because those troops that are on those bridges tend to be some of the better fed and better maintained infantry troops from the infantry corps in North Korea. And because they've been pulled from active duty in those checkpoints, they're now sent to the front lines in Russia. They're destroying the checkpoints because they can't overwatch them anymore.
And just for general information, North Korea's number one export officially is like coal or some shit.
Yeah.
Realistically, their number one export is slaves. So they I'm dead serious.
Yeah, I mean, we just got to ask Nike.
Yeah, well, ask any of the big companies. Yeah, the number one export realistically is slavery, is enslaved people who were been convicted of one crime or another, and the majority of those slaves do go to northern parts of Russia to mine, or not to mine, but to harvest lumber. That's a primary thing the North Koreans do. They send hundreds, maybe thousands of people every year to these camps, these lumber camps in northern parts of Russia, to cut down trees, cut the trees, make them into planks, whatever they do with them, and they bring them back, put them back in prison camps, and they just keep cycling back and forth. So I mean, that is their realistically number one export. So. Sending troops out to Russia is no big stretch for them. They do it all the time in the form of slaves. So,
Yeah.
and their troops are, in my opinion, they can't be any better. They can't be any better off than the prison camp folks that are interred and enslaved in North Korea.
Yeah.
So, that's just what I think. That's my personal opinion about North Korea's military.
Well, I mean, they began exporting artillery, artillery shells to supplement the Russian artillery machine, and
I know they've been selling them ordnance the entire time.
yeah, they were selling ordnance, and a lot of it was Russian ordnance, anyways. It's just old.
Right. But the North Koreans still have the manufacturing base just to fucking churn it out, and nobody's fucking with them. So
yeah, so. I don't
like
know.
Sanctions,
They did just do an ICBM test.
Yes, they did. I was going to get into that too.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Okay.
So they tested a new missile. I would look up the name of the missile, but apparently it's their most advanced one yet, and it is capable of reaching every part of the United States.
It flew for 86 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's capable of reaching every part of the United States in a very short amount of time, comparatively to what they've been testing. So their missile technology is coming up very quickly. It wasn't just 5 years ago. They had one of their first ICBM tests that was a legitimate international threat ICBM that could reach California and Washington State. So now they've got missile technology that can hit any part of the United States they target. Now their targeting technology, who fucking knows? If the CIA does know about their targeting technology, they're not going to tell anybody else.
Yeah,
so I mean, don't know what their targeting technology is right now. We can assume, based on North Korea's lack of technology, that it's probably circa 1960, 1970 targeting technology, which means they might hit within 10 miles of their intended target.
I mean, who the hell knows? With all this partnership with Russia, I mean, they may have been getting an upgrade as an exchange because.
Let's just keep in mind, North Korea does have nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
And with nuclear weapons, that targeting technology doesn't mean much. Even if you get close, you still destroy the target. So
Yeah.
and
It's
nukes are so devastating, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's horseshoes and hand grenades. You know what I mean? But for sure, it's they're getting something in exchange from Russia. It's not just. I mean. Outward, and that's where I'm getting at. That outwardly, you can see that one country's gaining a lot, but you don't see what they're getting in return because what they're getting in return is classified. So,
Right.
it's so they're giving these troops to the Russians. All of a sudden, their missile technology gets better, and you can clearly see the exchange.
Right. And that's the thing. If people don't know. Well, now you know. North Korea and Russia have a land border.
Yeah.
So they can easily exchange goods and people and technology through that land border. They don't have to risk international detection by shipping it by air or sea. So they can just walk across the dang on border.
It's the same problem that we have with China and Afghanistan. So,
Right.
I mean, not only do they share a border with Kazakhstan, which used to be the Russian territory, but they also share territory with China over there in the upper east of Afghanistan, way past Bamiyan. But yeah, it's and then of course a couple days ago at the Marine Corps birthday for our friends. Happy birthday.
Marine Corps birthday.
November 10th.
You said a couple days ago.
I mean, I'm sorry, that's coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
Marine Corps birthday's coming up. We got 7
Coming
days.
up November 10th.
We got 1 week
1 week
before these nuts have another sausage fest all around the country, all around the world.
Tear it up.
Yeah, tear it up. Have fun.
Yeah. But I guess we'll see you guys again on.
Invite celebrities like you always do. I always see that shit.
That's just funny.
It's
just funny.
Random Marine will send a message on Instagram or something to a celebrity. It's like, I'm inviting you to the Marine Corps ball. Fucking, some of them show up. So.
Shit, it fucking works for some.
Yep, fuck it.
I can't.
More power to you.
Yep. It's always that one private, the one ribbon. Gets fucking Selena Gomez. Right. You're like, oh, you bastard. Good for you. Good for you.
What's that one girl's name?
I don't know. It's like fucking Taylor Swift or somebody. I don't know. They're all coming out.
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Yeah. She's a cutie.
She is cute. She's a talented voice.
Yeah, they're a lot of these other celebrities are coming out with the. You see all the people that've been named in the Puff Daddy freak-offs are now.
I have not seen it.
Doing support freaking campaigns for Kamala.
Yes. Okay.
Usher came out and he didn't say anything at first. He was on The View, and they asked him flat out like who is he, the most unpolite type of conversation,
Mm-hmm.
like who do you support, brr, 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 brr. And he kind of gave a down the middle answer. And I think it was like 2 days later, he's like on the stage, okay, I support Kamala Harris. Then a couple days later, some bullshit came out about freaking J-Lo being involved in the freak-offs and all this other shit.
And now she's on stage.
And next thing you know, she's out there on the stage, I support Kamala Harris. That's when I sent that meme, that video that lady made in the TikTok. The little girl dancing.
Crying like a motherfucker.
Crying. It's like...
Reminds me of that song that came out ages ago. Lap dance is always better when the stripper is crying.
I tell you, man, it's fucking crazy, man. I tell you what, freaking, I get it all the time. I'll be sitting there editing a video and whatever, and freaking Jay will come up and be like, hey, did you see what this fucking... I was like, who's it now? I was like, oh, look, it's fucking J-Lo. There's J-Lo like, I support Kamala Harris. It's a fucking, like a goddamn hostage fucking video, you know what I mean?
Well, we got your family.
Like, yo, we got your dirt. You better support us or we're going to fucking publish this shit. And I was like, okay, I was like, yeah, they fucking sold their soul, man. That's just how it works. And it's time for them to pay the piper, man. Yeah. They gotta pay up now. It's time to collect. And there they are, standing on there. Fucking LeBron James. A lot came out on him. There's like all these pictures of him dressed like a freaking maid.
I saw that.
Those are real.
Oh, I had no doubt. I can usually tell an altered image. Like, some of them are better than others, but most of the time I can tell an altered image.
Well, I got a website that'll run them. You can run your images through and it'll tell you whether it's AI generated or not.
Not altered.
And that image is not fucking altered. That's him dressed like a fucking maid. And
what was his response to it? It's like he lost a bet with a friend.
He lost a bet or some bull.
Yeah,
some
he lost
BS.
a bet to titty. Did he?
Yeah, to titties.
To titty.
No, he has the titties.
Yep.
So.
Tattooed on that booty.
Yeah. So bro. Yeah, Yeah, but I mean, it ain't no surprise. I mean, him and Dwayne Wade were also a little fruity, and it is what it is. And then Dwayne Wade's kid is now fucking transgender, and
the thing is, none of that shit will ever come out, man. It's the same thing as a fucking Epstein list.
Yeah.
So I mean, Epstein list will never fucking come out. Never. That is too much dirt on too many powerful people that the intelligence agencies can use, or anybody in fucking government. You don't think
Trump will unseal that shit?
I don't think so, man. Because I mean, he knows the same game. He knows the deal. It's like that is way too much dirt on way too many people with way too much money to flood them out like that. To like put their name and their pedophilia out there for the public to see, and then the public to demand that they be in fucking prison for the rest of their damn life for what they've done, to be actually held accountable for what they've done. There's too much fucking money, man. They can't let it happen. It would be nice to have that happen. Fuck yeah, it'd be nice to see them shot in the street, but it's not gonna fucking happen.
Well, it's gonna come out sooner or later because the videotapes are out.
Once all of them are dead.
No, but the videotapes are out, like in the public. Like
Where? For Epstein?
Bro, no, not for Epstein,
for Diddy?
but for Diddy.
Yeah.
So it's
I haven't seen it.
yeah. I mean, they're out. It's
send them to me.
I can't send those to you, but there's clips of them. Let's say that whoever has them, they paid for them, and they're being used in, little by little. As a matter of fact, some of those people that own those videos have been freaking using other celebrities to verify the identities the celebrities contained within.
Oh shit!
And then once the identities of the celebrities that are in those videos is verified by other celebrities, then they're not involved. They get a payment for verifying the identity, and then that video gets used as ransom against that celebrity. It's fucking crazy. That stuff has been happening for like months now. It's bad. It's real bad. LeBron James is one of them. So is J-Lo. So is fucking Usher. So is fucking Chris Brown. So is fucking... There's a lot of people, bro. A lot of people. And there's a bunch of them that are just... It's like... dude... it's like... I think Jay said it the best. She was like... I was like, why don't they just shut the fuck up? And I'm like, they can't. I said, they can't shut up.
Yeah.
They're bought and paid for, man. They're being held hostage by this shit.
They're paid entertainers anyway.
Paid entertainers, man. It's just like they're being held hostage by this stuff.
Get up there and fucking dance, clown.
The only way
You're the one who took back shots.
Yeah,
Nobody made you.
The only way for them to get out of that is just to come out with it and actually push forward and say, yeah, I do butt sex, and just...
Wasn't that the same? There was a long time ago, the DC Madam. Do you remember that story?
The DC Madam?
Mm-hmm. She was a pimp in DC who had...
Yeah, but wasn't that part of Pizzagate?
No.
No, this is the Ashley Madison stuff?
No, this is before all that. This is in the fucking mid to late 90s.
Okay, no, then I missed it. Yeah.
So the story was, as I recollect, people can correct me. I'm not looking it up, but this is coming from my memory. So the DC Madam, she was a pimp, and she had a bunch of men and women working for her, who she would send to different people's offices and homes and apartments. Well, those people, some of them, were elected officials, were congressmen and women, and she got put on trial. And she threatened, it's like, prosecute me for this, and I'll release my list. I'll release my black book for everybody to see. So it became a thing. It's like, shit, do we prosecute her or not? Because some of these names are like Speaker of the House and shit.
Yeah, Deborah Jean Palfrey.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But
the DC Madam.
Yeah. So she I think she ended up getting prosecuted anyway, because there were a few congressmen that came out and said, I am going to be in that black book. I have used her services. And that's how it ended up working out. She was prosecuted for it. She was given a light sentence. But that's how that whole thing went down. That's what you're saying, too.
Yeah, dude, it's like June 2004, the U.S. Postal Inspection Service and Internal Revenue Service began an investigation into illegal prostitution business being run in Washington, D.C. During the course of the investigation, Palfrey was identified as the operator of a prostitution ring. In October 2006, agents with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service posed as a couple who were interested in buying Palfrey's home as a means to accessing her property without a warrant. Agents subsequently froze bank accounts worth over $500,000 and seized papers relating to money laundering and prostitution charges. As the case proceeded, it was revealed that Palfrey's escorts, charged as much as $300 per hour, may have had professional careers. Palfrey continued their residence in California and cleared some $2 million over 13 years in operation. She appeared in ABC's 2020 as part of the investigative report on May 4th, 2007. In response to her statement, she had about 10,000 to 15,000 phone numbers of clients, and several clients' lawyers contacted Palfrey to see whether accommodations could be made to keep their identities private. It was described as a 46-pound. Oh, shit. I was like, ABC News, after going through what was described as 46 pounds of phone records, decided that none of the potential clients were sufficiently newsworthy to bother mentioning.
Bullshit.
Yeah. It's like on July 2007, Senator Davey Vader, a Republican of Louisiana, acknowledged that he had been a customer of her escort service. 13 former escorts and 3 former clients testified in her trial. However, ABC News only published 2 of the names they had identified men who were already known to have been clients to Palfrey. Yeah, ABC News fucking done so much damage to this nation, it ain't even funny.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a while.
For a long time. But,
that's out of 2004, so she was operating in the 90s.
yeah, on May 1st, 2008, roughly 2 weeks following her April 15 conviction, Palfrey was found hanging from a storage shed outside her
she's
mother.
dead?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Found hanging outside a storage shed outside her mother's home in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Police found handwritten suicide notes in the bedroom where she was staying, dated a week before her death.
And a shotgun blast to the chest.
Autopsy and the final police investigation concluded her death was suicide. Palfrey's death resulted in her conviction being vacated. Yeah.
Damn.
Yep, speculation surrounding her death. There's a whole fucking mess in that.
Yep.
And, her customer list and all this other shit. I guess Palfrey released supposedly the entirety of her phone records for public viewing and downloading in the internet in TIFF format. Through days prior, her civil attorney, Montgomery Blair Sibley, had dispatched 54 CD-ROM copies to researchers and activists and journalists. In the 2016 presidential election, Montgomery Sibley, Palfrey's attorney, claims to have phone records that are relevant to 2016 presidential election. The Supreme Court denied the request to lift the lower court order made by then D.C. Judge of the United States Court of Appeals, District of Columbia Circuit Merrick Garland, set in place in 2007 that barred Sibley from releasing any information about the records. So basically, it was gagged.
Yeah.
Because he had information on either Trump or the Clintons.
Probably the Clintons.
Or probably both. Or probably
I wouldn't doubt. I wouldn't be surprised by both.
Billionaires are billionaires, bro. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, Clinton was known for that shit.
Yeah, but Clinton was known for that shit. Yeah. So he probably had...
Bill was trying to sling dick everywhere he could.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, he played saxophone, bro. That's like...
that's sexy as fuck, man.
Yeah, bro. That dude had commitment, bro. So, yeah, he was committed to the game. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. But... So then Merrick Garland decided basically put a kibosh on that. And then, yeah, and that was the attorney carrying on Palfrey's wishes, but basically after her death.
Right. Well, this goes to show that this shit's not new.
No, it's not.
There's nothing new about this. That's what it reminds me of the DC Madam.
Yeah, this is like incident number 4 at this point, 4 or 5.
That we've brought up, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's incident number like 2,400, 700, whatever.
I mean, yeah, for sure. There's been a lot more happening through the years. I mean, those people like to fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's just like they're perverts, man. They like their.
Well, I mean, they're adults.
Yeah.
So I don't know about the perverted thing. I mean, some of them, sure, yeah. I mean, some of them are into probably some kinky shit, some BDSM shit. The ones that concern me are the ones that are into kids.
Yeah, that is...
Because if you cheat on your wife, whatever, that's between you and your fucking wife. Even the shit about fucking Clinton getting a blowjob at the fucking White House from fucking Monica Lewinsky. I didn't give a fuck about that then. I don't give a fuck about that now. I don't give a fuck about any of that. So he banged some fucking intern at the fucking White House. Okay. Clinton was, as much shit as anybody wants to talk about Clinton, I don't personally like the guy. I don't agree with his fucking policies, but he's one of the most intelligent people that's ever been elected to the White House. Truly. Like, I think the only one that, like, is above him is probably Thomas Jefferson. That was a long fucking time ago. So, I mean, the man is intelligent as fuck. And, yeah, he was slinging dick at the fucking White House. Don't give a shit what he's doing with his dick. As long as he's doing good foreign policies and good domestic policies, I really don't have a problem with him. He was shit at both. But, that's just my opinion. But I don't care. I don't care if he's slinging cock. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
But when you're starting to do it with kids, and there's evidence now that he was, been evidence that he was at the Epstein Island. Well, what happened at the Epstein Island? Fucking Lolita Express, fucking flying out there, fucking Latina kids from third world countries.
It's in the fucking name.
Yeah.
It's in the name of the plane.
Yeah, it's in the name of the damn plane. And well, that's what the ground crews nicknamed it, because they were always seeing like 12 to 14-year-old girls boarding the damn thing before it fucking flew out to that damn island.
Mm-hmm.
And these are Latino girls from multiple fucking third world, South American, and Central American countries.
And Florida.
But I mean, that was the name of the game. These are young girls who should not be anywhere near these fucking people for any fucking reason. But they're flying this fucking plane for the purposes of sex. So that's when you should fucking get into people's fucking business. Like, if you just like to fucking get spanked or get tickled or some shit, or like get gagged and fucked, I don't care. That's your kinky shit. Fucking keep it behind closed doors. I don't want to fucking see it in public, but that's your fucking business. You start banging kids, that's my business.
Yeah.
That's my business. I don't give a fuck who anybody thinks I am or who anybody thinks whatever the hell I should be paying attention to. You start fucking kids, that's my business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a problem. Even in prison.
Yeah. Right. Prisoners, I mean, the thing is, prisoners are able to do something directly about it. They're already in prison. Some of them don't give a fuck about ever getting out because they're never going to get out. So why not kill a couple of pedophiles?
Yeah.
Why not? And
I can't find a counter argument to that. You know, it's just, and we talked about that the other day. It's just like, they keep putting them out. They keep
releasing them.
They keep releasing them.
Bitch ass in prison. Keep them in there.
Yeah.
They should not be in society. They are going to reoffend. That is, like, I don't know the statistics behind it, but it's probably the offense with the most recidivism out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, thieves are going to be thieves until they find a job.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
So, I mean, they're going to be thieves until they find a job and they can support themselves without stealing shit.
They get too old to jump fences.
Junkies are going to be junkies until they can get clean and stay clean. They have a reason to stay clean. Yeah. That's the thing about junkies.
Yeah.
That's also what generates thieves and junk. But a lot of these crimes, they can be rehabilitated. People can get over it, get older, and start making a life for themselves. Pedophiles ain't fucking one of them.
Yeah,
it's just not one of them.
Yeah, it's not one of them. It's not one of them that's mitigated by maturity or
every psychologist, every person that's done deep dive studies into this shit. They've interviewed convicted pedophiles in prison. They've interviewed people who are willing to talk fucking about their pedophilia, about what they do, how they're predators, how they groom kids, all that shit. Every fucking one of them has come out with the same fucking conclusion. There's nothing you can do about this except kill them. That's it. There is no rehabilitation. You can either monitor them closely for the rest of their life if they're going to be living in public ever again, or they die. That's the only two ways that you can keep a pedophile from recommitting a crime, for recidivism of pedophilia. That's it. So
yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. Oh well, man. You got anything else?
No, that checks off everything on my fucking list.
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, that's good. That's good for this episode. We'll freaking get back with you guys after the...
we're at perfect time, too.
After the election.
Yes, I'd like to do another show here soon, right after the election.
So we'll try to post this one up today pretty quick and do a quick edit on it and launch it so you guys can have some pre-election and then post-election. So at least that's the idea. And then
today is November 3rd, Sunday. So
a couple days maybe.
We'll be back on the 6th or the 7th.
6th or the 7th?
Whenever we're able to get together.
Let's see, because...
Tuesday's the 6th. Oh, not Tuesday. Tuesday's the 5th. Wednesday's the 6th. Thursday's the 7th. So.
Yeah, it'll probably be the 6th. Because then the election will be fresh.
Yeah.
So...
Just keep in mind, folks, the 5th is your last day to vote. Get out there and vote. Vote for whoever you like. Doesn't matter to me. Want to vote for Kamala? Vote for Kamala.
I don't really give a shit.
Just Kamala gets into office, we'll have our first female president in American history. That is something that's noteworthy, no matter who she is. Keep in mind, she is a fucking marshmallow brain dipshit.
Yeah, she is pretty dumb. But...
And she is owned by somebody. I don't know who, but definitely the Democrat Party. But... she is definitely owned. Vote for Trump. He is an asshole. He is a well-known asshole. But by everything I've seen, he seems to be pretty much for America and America only. So.
And you get the super friends, bro.
Oh yeah, you get the what?
You get the super friends, man.
Robert Kennedy
Jr.
Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Vivek Ramaswamy. You get freaking Charlie Kirk. You get freaking.
That'd be interesting if he actually makes a cabinet out of these fucking people.
That's what he's talking about, dude.
That's an interesting.
You got Vice
aspect.
President freaking
JD
Vance. You got a pretty decent. Yeah. You got the super friends, bro.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing. Even in this campaign, he's already talking about people he's going to put in cabinet positions or at least positions of some kind of authority. Mm-hmm. You don't really see that during campaign.
Nah, not a whole lot.
And Kamala certainly has usually shit about that.
Because usually those hangarounds are future competitors.
Right.
So
some of those positions, some of those appointed positions. Those are candy awards. Those are like, hey, thanks for supporting me during my run. Right. Here's your fucking reward. Now you're fucking Secretary of State.
Right. No, this is for the first time. It's kind of like aimed towards the capabilities of people.
Right.
Like he's looking at Robert F. Kennedy for a lot of things involving health, and he's looking
for Elon Musk for a lot of things.
Elon Musk involving policy and accountability within the government, like Ways and Means Commission and some of these other things. Like
Tulsi Gabbard. What's
Tulsi Gabbard. I don't know, probably Secretary of Defense or something, because
she's a soldier. She would know.
She's a soldier. She definitely values where our soldiers or our fucking soldiers, sailors, and Marines get sent to. She's
a good bipartisan person to put in there too.
Well, she's not only bipartisan. She's not only bipartisan. She's against the military-industrial complex, which is a huge freaking monster that she would have to tame.
It's a dangerous place to be, though.
It is the most dangerous place to be. They have the most capabilities. They run the intelligence services.
Or vice versa.
The 16 intelligence agencies that we have.
Yeah.
So take your pick. Because, there is that many. It's But that's all we got for now. Just stay tuned for the election stuff and just kind of, go out there, do your civic duty.
Go vote.
Go vote, do your thing.
Get your family to vote, get your friends to vote. Go cast your ballot. It's your civic duty as an American.
Yep.
Do it.
And that's all we got. See you guys in a few days.
In a world of peace and tranquility,
this is SWAG Morning
homeowners now
are causing significant power outages.
A hidden truth lies beneath the surface. An ordinary rodent's fate is within his grasp. Now this squirrel is here to eat nuts and shoot some guns. And guess what? He's all out of nuts. Expect sandboxing, puzzle solving, and gun-slinging action in the platform epic you never knew could exist. Hold on to your nuts. The food chain's got a new hierarchy. Get ready for Squirrel with a Gun. Coming soon to Steam and Epic. And coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and S this fall.